So welcome back, students. Uh, as already you knew it, that the USSR was being formed in 1922. Formally, it was being formed in 1922, and the first communist country in the world. In the post Second World War scenario, almost all the Eastern European nation, it was under the influence of USSR. Also, a few of the Latin American country, it was under the influence of communism. Some of the Southeast Asian nation also under the influence of communism. The one of the powerful nation like China came under the influence of the communism. So that was the era, I can say, the rise of communism. कम्युनिस्ट मैनिफेस्टो को यूएसएसआर कोशिश किया कि कैसे उसको आगे बढ़ाया जाए, एंड 1922 से लेके आगे तक वो कोशिश करते रहे कि हमें स्टिल टुडे वो कोशिश करते रहे. They tried a lot, you can say, in their own part, कि how the communism, you can say, spread across the world. And already I explained what exactly communism is, right? And USSR took the economic policy of the communism, you can say, or the socialism, right from 1922 till 1991. 1990-91 the remarkable changes took place in the world, and पूरे दुनिया में एक नया चेंज आया in terms of economic and the political activities. That was what the fall of USSR and the end of the Cold War. So the USSR was a country, it's a vast country, you can say, stretches in Europe and Asia. That's why it's otherwise known as Eurasia. And the people from the different nationals, different languages, different cultures, they lived all together. They are having so many time zones in the country. It's a vast country. You can see in this map itself, it's a vast country right from here toward the eastern part of the world, and this is what the western part of the world, the European country. It's a long, huge country, like constituting 15 different nations and 15 different countries. So ultimately, different situations and circumstances, it passes through different situations and the circumstances right from 1922 till 1990, right? And ultimately 1991 it disintegrated. So today in this particular video you are going to study about the causes of the disintegration of the Soviet Union. More or less already I told you about all those 15 states of Soviet Union which together make USSR. These are all the states, you can see. This is the list below given the members of the Republic of the Soviet Union, right? This 15 all together makes USSR. तो किसी भी कंट्री का फॉल, चाहे किसी वॉर हम पढ़ें या किसी भी कंट्री का जो डाउनफॉल होता है, डाउनफॉल के लिए बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, बहुत सारे इवेंट्स रेस्पॉन्सिबल होता है. चेन ऑफ इवेंट, दैट्स नोन एज द चेन ऑफ इवेंट्स रेस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द डाउनफॉल ऑफ anything else, or causes of any war, having lots of events, the chain of event which happens in the past. So similarly in USSR also 1922 से लेके 1985-90 तक में series of chain of events थे जो disintegrations के लिए responsible थे. Means what are the problems of USSR? We are talking about the problems of USSR. These are the problems of USSR. Number one, the bureaucratic and the authoritarian system. What is an authoritarian system? Exactly the opposite of the democratic system is an authoritarian system, right? Bureaucratic system, it's good and it's okay. In India also you have the bureaucratic systems. The civil servants, they rule the country. They are the executive, we can say. But ultimately the country like India, in a democratic country, the ultimate authority of the powers lies with the elected representative, with the prime ministers and the council of ministers. Whereas in the communist system of government, you can say, the president and his executives body, that is a bureaucratic system, bureaucrats, you can say, they are responsible for running of the government. And USSR was having a uni-party system. Only party that was the Communist Party of USSR. So it's almost, you can say, one party rule and an authoritarian rule, you can say. उसमें elections का कोई value नहीं हुआ करता था, right? Because जब एक ही political party है तो what the value of the election? What the fun of conducting an election? So the first and the foremost problem, the authoritarian and the bureaucratic system of the government. It's like the fascist power, like a dictator, you can say. Already I explained a lot about Stalin. Stalin just acted like a dictator. जो मर्जी वही कर सकते थे. It's not a democratic system that you can raise your voice against the government. or public opinions matters a lot. It's not like that. So the second and the most important lack of democracy. It's not a democracy. What is democracy? Democracy is of the government for the government, of the people for the people and by the people. It means democracy, the root of the democracy is people, which only looks after the welfare of the people. Whereas in a communist system of government, it's not like that. They don't believe in that. Though they don't believe in a welfare state. Though they believe in welfare state, though they believe in, you can say, government ownership of the property, there is no private ownership of the property. Though they believe in the equitable distributions of the property among all these workers and each and everyone. Though they believe that if a factory is being managed by the workers, the profits and all those things also belongs to them. But ultimately, the accountability of the government is almost zero. To the people is almost zero. That's why this is one of we can say an authoritarian government, and it's anti-democratic. The third and the most important lack of freedom of speech. Freedom of speech and expression, which is very important for any of the democratic country. In India, it's being enlisted in the fundamental rights in Indian constitutions. The preamble itself of the Indian constitution, we have given us this particular rights as a fundamental right, the freedom of speech and expression. But in a communist manifesto, in a communist government, there is no freedom of speech and expressions. You cannot protest against government. Government सही करे, बुरा करे, कुछ भी करे, आप कुछ कर नहीं सकते हैं. All those medias, newspapers, electronic media, you can say the newspaper, print and electronic media are all censored. Government जो बोलेगा वही उनको लिखना होगा. They can't go against government. Whereas in a democratic setup, like India, US, and the other country might find out, your media people, they are having lots of independent, lots of freedom of speech and expressions. They can express themselves in their own way. But the country like USSR or in a communism, they cannot express themselves. It means all those media are being censored. It was under the government. One party system already I explained. The Communist Party is the only political party and which is very unaccountable to the people. What is an accountability? Jawabdehi, Jimmedari. Very unaccountable because only one political party is existed at that time, so you don't have any other choices to elect. एक ही पार्टी है तो बस वही एक ही पार्टी ही रूल करेगा ना. And that exactly the problem. So electoral system जो भी था वो electoral system का कोई value नहीं था because there was only one political party. So what the value of the electoral system in USSR? Next one is the dominance of Russia and neglect of the interest of the other republic. Out of all those 15 republics, you can say Russia is said to be the largest one, right? So what they do, they extract the resources from all 15 CIS or 14 CIS, and the utmost development they usually went for the utmost development of Russia. Russia ka interest first, then rest of the country, and the rest of the their, you can say, republics. Though they are the part of USSR, but the structures, the government structures being made in such a way that they give more importance or the more interest in Russian Republic as comparison to any other republics. The next one, because it was the time of the Cold War era, so that ideological differences and a huge gulf between US and USSR, and there was armaments. This is a time that they wanted to go for more and more defense equipments in order to prove themselves they are superior. So there are high expenditures on defense. Lots of expenditures they used to make on defense, and they made atomic bomb and all those things, you can say, and very least in infrastructures and technology. Your country cannot prosper, you can say, and the prosperity always lies with infrastructural development and technological upgradations. And in USSR, they only spent a huge sum of money on defense and least on infrastructures and technology. These are all the basic problems being aggravated slowly from 1923-24 till 1985 or 1990. When in 1990, the rest of the world, they are marching at a faster rate in terms of the economic growth and the other developmental activities. At the same time, USSR economy was almost stagnant. So, dear student, these are all the problems of USSR, what it faced, you can say, just before the disintegration, the bureaucratic and the authoritarian system,